Hello everybody! Today we are taking a look at another special, or not really special, but this is another set from the LEGO Ninjago Season 13 line. This is one of my personal favorites and I've been very much looking forward to bringing you this video in particular because it is such an awesome looking set. This is Skull Sorcerer's Dragon. And today we have a special guest that will be doing this review with us. He has also purchased the set and he wants to share his opinions on the set as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for the one and only snazzy boy himself, Darrin. So how this is gonna work, basically I will be doing my traditional style reviews where look over the stuff, look over the side builds, minifigures, etc. And then after each segment, Darrin will say his input on each specific parts of the set. So, starting off, as always, we start off with looking at the box. So, let's take a look at the box for this set. Okay, and here is the box. Very big box. As you can see, this is one of the higher value boxes. Of course, it's in the more than $100 range, so this is set 71721 with 1,000. I know you can't see it. 1,016 pieces. Yes, with the board game experience inside. Here's the back of the box, showing you all your play features and the fact you can combine all the builds to, you know, make the board game. All right, Darrin.
The box. Honestly, I really like the box. It's like the cover art is just, I don't know. You don't get much of this design on the other Ninjago sets. At least I don't think so. The bottom part's kind of like explanation, and then it's like the game, and then kind of shows you what happens. I mean, I don't really care about the game because I'm not gonna have all the sets, right? But like, yeah. But I guess the wood. Do you see the wood part? Like where the builds are.
I actually didn't notice. This thing's on wood. Oh.
Exactly. So like you gotta pay like a bit of attention to what they actually do on a box.
Oh my goodness! I actually didn't notice until you pointed it out right now. Okay. First and foremost, this dragon model is an absolute behemoth. He does go. Oh, sorry for the plastic on plastic. He does go by a name in the show, although I will say this is a spoiler-free review, so I will not mention anything about this in terms of the lore. But there he goes by a specific name in the show. I'll just say that. But he's a very large dragon, without a doubt. I think he's like bigger. I think he's bigger than Firstborn. I think Firstborn is smaller. And definitely one of the coolest dragons I've seen in a long time. Because, yeah, he's basically a skeleton dragon. How awesome is that? And definitely, my god, he looks like a terrifying beast. Now, first and foremost, the tail. First thing that caught my attention is, of course, the wings, but the tail. It always has the swinging tail function, but sometimes because this thing is slanted down, it does the thing where the tail just magically wants to buck itself in. It's kind of hard to keep it upright like that. If you just swing a little bit, then the tail goes back down just like that, which is a little bit disappointing in my opinion, but I guess that's all right. The tail at the very end here has this katana or this blade, gunmetal gray piece, and the whole thing is just articulate. Actually, it can be withered out like a snake tail or something. I don't know. The
con about the tail. Let's begin with the con here first. It's very like flimsy, kind of like
yes.
It has like a mind of its own.
It keeps wanting to fold itself back in.
Yeah, it's very like magnetic to the body, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I do like the tail design, like the tip, like with the blade. Like you could like spin the blade around, and like it's connected to like a ball piece, right? So it's like you could like kind of like move it like any way you kind of want, right? So honestly, I don't remember. I didn't really pay much attention to the dragon in the like what's called the cartoon. So I don't really know, but it's a pretty good like representation, right?
And then legs. Got the back legs here, which of course can be moved, but unfortunately doesn't share the same thing with the front of the legs. Now, another problem I don't like is the fact that these legs are very limited, because if I forcefully pull it, it will come off like that. That's because this whole leg or the front legs here are locked in place. The only thing you can really articulate is the feet, which is a little bit of a bummer, because now this whole dragon is always leaning forward like that, which is not good. I'd rather have him, like, you know, have a more upright position. It really feels like he's leaning down, pouncing down all the time, and that's a very disappointing factor of him. And I really wish, as cool as the front legs look, if I show you closer, as cool as it looks, I do wish it can be very articulable, especially this part, because this part can be articulable, which is good, but the front here can't, which you can't really like make very cool poses or something like that. So it's kind of, and because the overall front of him is just very heavy, he's just gonna be leaning down like this, and that's very unfortunate, but oh well, it is what it is. Can't really do much about it. The feet though, pretty nice build with the claws. Kind of tiny though, kind of wish they were, you know, much sharper claws, and like really make him a deadly dragon, because I feel like for a skeleton dragon, these are kind of, you know, not that presentable, but still works all out. It still serves its purpose, and yeah.
You know what I like about the front legs? I like that, like, you know, like that piece, like the droid, like they use in like Star Wars the droids, like
oh yes,
body.
down here.
Yo, I like that. Like that's like, it's like, oh my god, like.
He's talking about like this piece. See, it's tucked away right here. It's used on those separatist droids. But in this case, it's white, so it matches the whole color.
I have the actual droid, so they're not as fun to play with, but like collectible kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you have it as in the 501st, right?
Yes, we have two of them in the 501st.
Exactly.
Okay. How about the? I mean, I was a little bit disappointed with the fact that the front legs are kind of locked in place. You can't really like articulate it. Okay, on the back here, very nice build to cover his back, and then the saddle part with the flags on top for the skull sorcerer to sit on and to fly. Very nice.
You're more of a Lego expert, but I've never seen this back piece, like this gray back piece.
Oh yes.
Like underneath the.
Is it like right behind the contraption trigger? I think I don't remember seeing this piece either. I think this is the first time I actually have this piece.
I've never seen this piece in my life, so like
honestly, I think it's a new mold for this year or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a new mold.
Yeah, that piece itself is just woof. New piece, man, new piece. Like honestly, we don't have every single Lego set, so we don't really know.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. So
I've only started Lego recently again.
Yeah, let's just say it's new. Let's just say it's new. What else?
How about the saddle?
Have you looked? Okay, the saddle part. Okay, let me take a look. So right now my skull sorcerer is on it.
Oh, mine isn't. I better put mine on.
Here. Yeah. It's, how do I explain? The flags are like, it's good, right? But like, it's not necessary in my thought. It's just there to like have more like, it's like there and sometimes like wavy and whatever. I like what's called those what are those pieces called again? Daggers. Yeah, that's what those two daggers on the side. It's like, that's very interesting.
Oh, yes, these things. Yes.
The use of daggers.
I don't know if I don't know if it's there to store it or if it's just part of the dragon.
I think it's more of a part of the dragon, because yeah, but like it's good, right? It looks good on there. Like, so props to Lego for actually doing that.
And then the most important factor of any dragon, of course, is the wings. These wings here, very surprising. I literally thought, when I first saw the set images, I thought these would be plastic. That they, you know, because most of the dragons we've got in the past, they use a huge plastic sheet for their wings. This one completely caught me off guard because these are fabric or cloth. I totally didn't see this coming. I really thought they were going to be plastic. And so, well, luckily it didn't. I'm happy it's not. This is really good material. So do take extra care with these. And the print on them, very skeletal, and makes the wings just enormously huge. And of course, if you look down, you can see the whole bone of the wing. And it just looks awesome, especially with the material being fabric. Now, the disappointing part though of the wings is that you can't articulate, you can't flap it. The most you can do is to just do this, because it's on a ball socket there, as you can see, which is on a friction adder from CCBS. You can kind of lean it forward, you can move it back, but you can't really tuck the wings away, which is a little bit unfortunate. And I really wish there was a play feature which when you press down, the wings would just flap beautifully. But I guess the ball joints kind of works, you know. You can actually like he can have poses like this, or like flap the wings all the way up. Like, you can have some flapping motion, but not just, yeah, I feel like the ball socket here really limits it. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad, but it's just limiting. And I really wish there was more variety, especially when a kid is picking this thing up and flying it around. But the claw here, I guess that's a cool little detail. That's done very nicely. And then beside the wing, you get this little play feature where this thing shoots out little discs. You push down this, and just a cool little range thing, you know, a cool little play feature. Not really sure how this works on a undead dragon, but I guess it's another play feature, and this can shoot a maximum of 3 per like shooter. So I'm just gonna shoot one, and then I'll have to pick it up. I'll just do it for the sake of this video. All right. Okay, well, I just shot all 3 out. You hate to see it, but there you go. You press it, and the studs just shoot out like that. Of course, the set does give you extra, but make sure these pieces are so tiny, it's gonna be a hassle to remove. It's gonna be a hassle to go searching for them when you lose them. So
yes, the claw. I really like that claw thing. It's like, it's top tier in my opinion. Like from previous dragons, like you told me, like those
they were
like
all plastic. They were all plastic. Like a sheet of plastic.
So this is a good change of pace.
And it still looks pretty good with the whole bony look. Yeah.
A good incorporation with the what's it called, the like ball pieces to like secure the cloth. And like the claws too. Like when I was first building, I was like, oh, this looks kinda whackish, kinda like without the cloth, right? It just feels like imagine not having the claw. It's just that.
Yeah, then I'm pretty sure the wings will be a little bit disappointing. Now, let's move on with the head. Head, you know, I've always said the brick-built dragon heads sometimes are good, sometimes they're not good. This one's definitely on the good side. He looks very menacing, very awesome. Just when you open the mouth and you close the mouth, like, he looks okay when you close them up, but when you open it, oh my goodness, the green underneath inside his mouth gives it that whole illumination for sure. Neck here is on a ball socket, of course. Another friction adder there from CCBS, very welcoming. And just, yeah, you can pose his head in all sorts of different directions. You can do this, do that, just play around with him. you can actually do so much of it, but just this overall, the build overall of the head is done. It's done very, very well, and definitely it does not fail to disappoint. Now, there is one major play feature on this dragon. I'm gonna have to move in closer because it involves the table. Now, this dragon does have a big rib cage underneath, in case you haven't noticed. And inside that rib cage, it's got this little thing attached. It's like this little stone. Well, this thing can function like a bomber plane, a bomber jet. What do I mean by that? Well, there is a little knob back here, kind of hidden away. The color scheme blends in very well. By the way, there are 2 daggers here on the sides, just a heads up. And when you press on this, it would open up his rib cage and drop that stone inside, which I believe contains something very deadly. So the rib cage is right here, and then if I can get a good angle, I might just stand up just to show you. Oh, God. I might just stand up just to show you guys. All right, I've managed to get another new angle, you know, of looking right underneath the dragon. So when you open the rib cage, here's what it looks like, just like that. Very simple. And of course, you can see there's an elastic band tucked right underneath there. And like I said, there's nothing, the stone is attached to a stud, so you're gonna have to use your fingers to push it down, just like that. I really wish there was a play feature where you can just push the stone right off. Maybe like press on the banners or something. But yeah, there's that. So, if I face him like this, I pick him up, he's flying around. Now I press on the knob I showed you back there, the rib cage opens up. And so to release the stone, there's no like really major function to release the stone. So you just use your fingers and just push it out. So you do this. That completely fell off the table. Okay, point is, it drops this stone, and inside the stone, because it's still a fresh piece, kind of like still, okay, well, I feel like I'm cracking an egg here. Okay, let's move down here. So this is like the dragon's like heart, if you will. And inside the stone, there's something in it. So the play feature is you open up the ribcage and you drop this, and this is supposed to crack open and release these. Okay, we've got 2 black bones. Okay, makes sense. I guess he ate some unfortunate victims. And then it drops 2 spiders. Yes, 2 black spiders. And yeah, they look pretty good, you know, with given that they're a Lego piece. It kind of looks pretty big if you look at it as a minifigure scale. Like these are huge spiders from a minifigure scale. So there's that. And that's just, I guess that's a pretty cool play feature. You know, it gives the spookiness of this thing. And well, now this whole thing just comes in this little stone, and I personally really like the stone, just the transparent green on this thing. It's done very well. I'm honestly a big fan of it.
The red elastic band, honestly, it would look better if it was like black.
Yes.
Like that would like be like a bit better, but I like what they're doing. It's not really like movie accurate though.
Yes, but again, spoiler-free review. So
I'd rather have it like the orbs stay in place and like the contraption move the wings.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You win some, you lose some.
Okay, side builds. We have 2 little terrain builds here. These are for the board game, which you can play if you get the majority of the season 13 sets, which you can then combine these side build pieces to the terrain to create the whole board game experience. Now, if you just look at this from a set point of view, just the set, not the board game, you got some pretty decent builds here as well. The terrain, lots of lava. This thing rotates around right here with the skull here. Kind of not 360s, it just goes a full 180. Kind of acts like a bridge here. So you just basically turn on the skull here and just do that very nicely. And then over here you get this little like shrine thing with like an extra life thing. I guess that's for the purpose of the board game, to get, you know, an extra life for your character or something. Get another little bit of an extra side, just like there.
I like the orange part, like it kind of like represents the lava sort of aspect of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite pieces in all of Lego is that skull head. That is, I really like it, and like how to use it in like the kind of like the bridge kind of like part. Mm-hmm. It's like a good asset of it.
He's talking about this piece.
Yep. I wasn't a big fan of the sticker. You know, like the stickers. That thing.
It's
just like, oh my goodness, like it was a bit of a hassle to like put. Of course, it's like you just randomly put it right, but like to actually like layer it like equivalent to like the piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed at that. Some pieces seem a bit random. Like what's called like the bone, and then this random.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck was this? What's this bone for?
Yeah, it's very like a bit random, but maybe if you have like the full game, it'll make a bit more sense.
Yeah. Now, this thing. This is the more, in my opinion, probably his opinion as well, the more interesting side build.
Definitely.
So, first thing we have to talk about is the statue, right on top.
Of course.
The main play feature of this though is this. So you can.
You're showing up the fall piece.
Yeah,
right?
the fall, like so you can like fall over.
I kind of, is that supposed to be story lore wise, or is that the game?
I think that's just the game. You step on it, like the statue acts like a trap, and then you like I think like your character loses a heart or something if that thing falls on them.
Yeah, maybe, because I'm like, that did not happen in the story.
Yeah. But like essentially. This is literally like another minifigure of its own, despite it not having like anything special prints on it. But like the little spider on the side here is a little random, but I guess it's like another. I guess another.
And that like piece to hold the what's called the Sword of Deliverance.
Yes, Sword of Deliverance right here. So this and the other blade appears in several other sets. The other set that I got this in was Wu's Battle Dragon. There are many ways to get this piece, but you can't ignore the fact that the piece here is some high quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what you said when you were praising this piece? Telling everyone else.
That the sword.
Yes.
Right. Yo, I like the bottom part, man. It's like, no, it's so detailed too. To like the bottom skull.
Camera isn't focusing. Hang on. There you go. This piece. Yeah. This piece.
Bro, it's so detailed. You know, even more detailed if they actually put black in the eyes.
Oh, definitely. Also, the plastic here fused is not super hard plastic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually like slightly soft, slightly bendy.
Yeah, the sword piece. It's kind of bendy. The like grip piece of the sword, it's like hard.
Yeah. Definitely.
But yeah.
I don't know. It's just an overall good build, and you know, when you slip this in here, it will sometimes fumble itself, but if you just keep it in a spot, line up properly, it'll hold its place pretty well.
But
overall, the transparent orange like fire lava like pieces that's holding this up, that's pretty cool.
I see it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty neat. It gives the whole like what do you call it? They're really inside a volcano or something. If you're wondering what these are, these little stands with the 3 hearts on each, these are stands for for the board game to hold up your figures. So I'm gonna assume here, each of them have 3 lives, and then the little barrel here holds like their weapons or their accessories or something. And this is where you actually stand your figure. In the set, you have 2 of them. And a few other sets, there's less. And then I believe in the castle or the dungeon set, you get like 4 or something. I don't know. I haven't built the set yet. But like, yeah. But if you're not looking at this from a board game point of view, just use these for extra parts for your own builds.
If you're not focused on the game, then just focus on the dragon.
Exactly. Like use these for like your own builds or something. And then finally, the Spinjitzu Slam dice piece. Yes, this is a dice, although it's not shaped like a dice. Appears in many sets for this season. And of course, there's individual Spinjitzu burst sets. So this isn't anything new, but yeah, there's that. All right.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah, it is. It's still pretty nice. A pretty nice mold. So that's all the things you get inside. And the last thing, you probably guessed it, it's the minifigures. Let's get right to it. Okay, so starting off on the minifigures, we've got our 3 heroes, or I call them Crusader ninjas, because they really look like knights, not actual ninja. So on my left here we have Kai, Nia, and Jay, the 3 ninjas in this set, and they are very heavily equipped, without a question. They each have their shields. Jay and Nia use a gunmetal gray, and Kai here uses a gold one. I'm not really a big fan of the sword he has here. I feel like it's downgraded. Like, do you think so?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay, so
we're doing Kai first. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Here's Kai. When you take off his helmet, it's the same as always. Ever since the Ninjago movie, they've always had the same
the
face.
tape?
Yes.
Tape, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think though of Kai? Like, I mean, not just Kai, but like all these ninjas for this season, like their outfits.
Very like a bit of medieval take on it. At the same time, a bit of like, how do I explain? Like a bit of Asian kind of build, like upon the shield as well. Like look at the shield itself.
Yeah.
Like for all of them as well. Like Kai's different than, like, because if you look at the film, it's like, yeah, they got separated, so that's why.
Yeah. Here's Nia, by the way. Just showing that.
Yeah, I like the prints on the shield, definitely.
Yeah, the prints are really cool. Nia here, I'm not quite sure this is a harpoon or a spear, but...
pretty sure it's a spear.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess fine.
Okay, let's focus more on Kai.
Yeah, Kai, from these 3, Kai is the one that really stands out to me.
It does, with the golden red, definitely.
Yeah.
In terms of weapon...
Not in
downgrade.
Yeah.
No, it's just... Like, what is that? Like... like, imagine bringing, like... compare this with the Sword of Deliverance. Like,
compare this to Jay's weapon. Look at this behemoth.
Yeah, or like Jay, at least he can do more damage than Kai.
Yeah,
but like,
exactly.
You know what, it doesn't matter. I guess it's like, it's fine, I guess. It could be better, in my opinion.
It can be, for sure.
Yeah.
But from these 3, like, yeah, Kai stands on the looks, not so much for the weapons, but in terms of the weapons, my favorite one here has to be Jay's.
My favorite weapon is Nia's, man.
Yeah,
especially with like her new like mold piece. I've never seen that before. Like a tip.
Oh yeah. The only time I remember seeing this was in the Creator Assembly Square set, but that was in white. This is the first time I see this in gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, here. So that's the ninjas, and then now let's move on to the bad guys of the set. Here are the Wicked Warriors. Basically a reincarnation of the original skeletons that was in the very first season of Ninjago. But obviously, I really feel like these have been mega upgraded. So like, the season 1 skeletons are your normal skeletons. These skeletons are basically the Wither skeletons of Ninjago. Sorry for the Minecraft reference. But there's something Darrin really appreciates about these guys, and tell him what it is.
Oh yeah, I love the head, man. Like, look at that, like, it doesn't even glow in the dark. I'm kind of curious.
Like, I don't think it does. I don't think it does. It'll say on the box.
If it does, that'd be more amazing. But it's amazing itself already. And they use like the old Garmadon helmet.
Exactly. Well, they did change up the bone piece. It was white, but now it's black.
But yeah, it's literally like a mix of season 1, like the old skeletons and Garmadon in black.
Yeah. Definitely.
What I don't really like about it though is the arms. There's not much you could do except going up and down.
Yes. Well, whenever it comes to skeletons, it's always like that.
Yeah. Do you know what they need to do? Like, I'd rather have them like the hands. You can move it like left and right. That'd be amazing.
They have just basic katanas here, but I mean these guys are meant to be expendable, so just one simple.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Other than that, there's not much.
Yeah, there's not much. All right, so that is the Wicked Warriors. Now, for this special guy, the Skull Sorcerer himself. Now, you can get him in the dungeon set, so this is the cheaper option.
If you want to get him in cheaper as well.
Yeah, this is the cheaper option. And 100% best figure in the set.
Definitely.
Like, okay, well, I already mentioned earlier the robes, or Darrin mentioned earlier the robes. New mold. The skull itself. That's a great color scheme. And the face prints. And the face prints. What a question.
Yeah.
The sorcerer's helmet, or not? Is that a helmet or a mask? I don't know. This is one whole piece. It's a one whole piece, like the mask and the hat. It's all one piece. So here's his face underneath. He really reminds me of Garmadon. I'm not even kidding.
He does.
He really reminds me of Garmadon.
Like a green kind of looking Garmadon.
Yeah. And he's got, I think these are bat wings. I believe these are bat wings. And the way they're attached, of course, is just this completely clear piece in the actual story lore. His wings are just directly attached to his back. Obviously, it's going to be really hard for Lego to do that in minifigure form, so this clear piece is necessary. But yeah, no, great figure. And what do you think, Darrin?
I like the design print on the torso and the bottom. It's I like that. It's really good attention to detail if you think about it. What else? You talked about the skull. Yes. Wonderful piece. One of my favorite pieces. I don't know, the overall mold of it, just it's so fun to hold. Yeah. So I like that.
Yeah. I think Skull Sorcerer is definitely one of the better villains for Ninjago. Definitely. Obviously he can't top Garmadon, but still one of the top. Okay, so value, very very important. This is a whooping $140-$150 set, definitely above 100. And is it worth it? Yeah, totally. The stuff you pay for out of it, the dragon stuff is massive, very massive. Yeah. So, and all the other side builds and all the other minifigures, everything. If you count it all, the price makes sense. You do get a lot out of the bang out of your buck. And there are some sets I wish the price went down, but in this case, this isn't one of the sets that I think the price is reasonable. And obviously, it'll be a lot better if it's cheaper, but just set price, it makes sense. And I think my final score, which is usually out of 10, by the way, I'm probably gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Just slight improvements might be needed, most of it is to the dragon, and a little bit of that skull terrain there. The statue part is without a doubt. It's good. It's all perfect. Minifigures are fine. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So, Darrin, your final overall.
From what you're getting, okay, so, here in Canada, it was $110, and you get what you pay, basically. It's worth every penny. It's not as ridiculous as Grievous is.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Holy
set. We don't talk about that set. This is actually cheaper than Grievous's Starfighter.
This is cheaper.
Yeah.
And you get more minifigures, more Lego, and more fun, definitely. Figures, great figures. The Skull Sorcerer, definitely great piece. Dragon, really good. The game piece, it was more of a meh, but if you have the actual all the other stuff, then I'm pretty sure it'd be fun. Overall, I'll give it an 8.3.
0.3.
Out of 10.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. So, you heard it. Thank you, Darrin, for coming out for this special or for this review. If you want to see us do more videos like this, well, number one, we both need to have the same set.
Of course.
And number two, like, yeah, we need to make sure we got the time and everything. So, but if of course you want to see more of that, then give this video a like or dislike if you agree with our opinions or not. Any works. And of course, always subscribe because we're on our milestone to 300.
Subscribe to Mark 45.
Yes, what he said. Okay, that's it for this one. We'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.